What's up? What's up? What's up? Where my people at? What's up? What's up? 10K Club. Where we at? Where we at? 10K Club. As promised, as promised, we'll be sending out the jersey to one of my loyal subscribers. You know, we got Pro Bowl, Saints, Pro Bowl, or no, Saints Color Rush, Pro Bowl, Dolphins, Pro Bowl with the Dolphins. Oh, Robert Hunt. I'm not giving that away, guys. I'm not. Sorry. Not giving that away. We got here Lester Cotton, Pro Bowl Saints, Tua, Pro Bowl. Let's go. Let's go. 10K. What's up? 10K. Yeah. That round of applause is for you, people. That is for you, people. Round of applause is for you. I appreciate you for rocking with me, joining the set on a weekly basis, Monday, Thursday. Greatly appreciate you all, for sure. Let's get into the show for tonight. You know, if you follow me on social media, which I hope you do, on X, on Instagram, you know who I got joining the show tonight. And I'm going to bring this guy in from the jump. Usually I'll start the show and I'll get into a few things before, but this guy, we're bringing him up right here, right now. And Douglie is a huge reason why we are at 10K already. Like, to get there so fast, this man, that guy is a huge part of this equation. And I want to be very public and share my appreciation and gratitude to Douglie for sharing his audience with me, for directing you guys over here to check out what we're doing here at the set. Without further ado, Douglie Do Wrong. How you doing, my guy?
Hey, Terron, appreciate you, bud. I always have a blast coming talking to you. So it was only fair and fitting to be like, get this man to 10K. That was my goal.
Hey,
And I don't know how much I did, but I definitely feel like I played a
you
part.
did
I'm
it,
very
bro.
happy with that.
You definitely you made a big push for me. The promo was fired. The show was so fired because it was like organic. It was like genuinely
Yeah.
us having a conversation. We had a real podcast. It wasn't like we came on here to do a promo show. That's never going to be the case here.
Exactly.
We're going to talk some real ball. We're going to give real insight and knowledge. So it's not just let's promo show. No, that's why it did so well, because we're talking real ball here.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. And, it, like you said, it wasn't it didn't feel like an interview. It didn't feel like I'm asking you questions, you're asking me questions, or you're just talking football. And at the end of the day, that's what people want to hear. And
That's
especially
a
from
fact.
one guy who's going to be a Hall of Famer. Like, if you're not a Hall of Famer in 5 years, you and Richmond, man,
Man,
you guys definitely deserve to be in.
it's so tough for the O lineman, bro, because we don't have the stats. We don't have the analytics to really track. You know what I mean? It is more
Mm,
so on the film and the name, the brand, the success of the team. Because there's a lot of
yeah.
really great offensive linemen that teams didn't win as much, so they were overlooked, overshadowed. Even with postseason accolades, a lot of guys that should have been all pros from their play, their team didn't make the playoffs, whatever. They don't get those nods. All those things play a factor when it comes to O-line Hall of Fame inductions. Shout out to Ivan Ramirez. I appreciate you showing love. First super on the live stream. I appreciate you, Ivan. Look, hey, Douglie, it's not just the normal Thursday show here on the set, man. We were celebrating 10K. I got some shout outs. I want to give a shout out to all my subs, every last one of you guys. And you know the routine. Like on your way in, like at the door.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Share it to your
Mm-hmm.
friends. Tell them to get over here. We got some things to talk about. The Dolphins got a dub. We got to talk about that. We got it's a lot of topics we're going to get into. We're going to get into all of them. But I want to shout out the subs first. I want to shout out to Douglie for your involvement, for you being generous and gracious, showing love to me and the set. I want to shout out to the winner of the jersey giveaway winner, for you guys helping push the channel across the finish line of reaching 10K, reaching 10,000. The winner of the first jersey giveaway for the 10K subs will be Lawrence Bonnick III. Lawrence Bonnick III. I want to make sure I'm saying your name right, Lawrence. If you're in the chat right now, raise your hand, please. Let everyone know you will be receiving your jersey. I will ship it myself. After I sign it, personalize it to you.
Nice.
I will be shipping it to you. I have your address right here. And you're in Florida. I appreciate you. Shout out to Lawrence Bonnick III. 10K jersey giveaway winner. And I also want to shout out to my exclusive members. Ivan Ramirez and all my exclusive members will have more opportunities to do more personal Q&As. Stay on the lookout for jersey giveaways, even appearances. You guys need to really tap in and find a way to get into that membership side of the set. Like we're doing more with the membership side. It'll be specialized shows. I'll have guests come on from some of my closest friends throughout the league that will only be accessible to members. As we're continuing to grow and the grow the channel, and the ones that support very strongly, try to give you guys a little bit more insight and showed really, that gratitude and appreciation. All right, let's get into the show. Douglie. First off, how you doing this evening, man?
I'm doing good. We were talking privately. We needed this W. I'm feeling better. There's still some aspects, and we'll get into that need to be worked on. But overall, you get the first W. The offense played better. And it's something that we could definitely build on, especially with the Carolina Panthers coming up, which we will also talk about.
That's a fact. Okay. Hey, look, let's get man. Hey, listen, chat, y'all hold on just a second. I don't know why I put this hoodie on. It's still hot in Dallas. Give me a second to take this hoodie off and put on a t-shirt. I'm burning up. Just a second.
I'll hold it down for you. I'll hold it
Commercial
down.
break.
Shout out to Joseph. $2 donation. We appreciate you, my man. Be sure, guys, hit the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe. When you hit the thumbs up, it actually brings more people into the chat to come hang out with me and Terron. You got 130 watching, only 45 likes. So you got to do is just boop, you hit the like. You don't got to do it for the rest of the stream. You just sit back, listen to us. Joseph said, please come back for us with a $2 donation.
All right.
Hey, Patrick Pole's playing well, Joseph. Patrick Pole's playing well.
All right.
Joseph wants you to come back, he said, with a $2 donation.
Joseph Morrow. Hey, appreciate you, man. Thank you, Joseph. Please come back and play for us. Joseph, that will be a no. I appreciate you giving sending the love over to the set. My good friend, but that will be a hard no. I will not be back.
He's like, I am done.
Done. All right. Here we go, Douglie. I want to start off with Tyreek Hill. I want to start off with Tyreek Hill. Before we get into the game, I want to start off with Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill went down with a catastrophic, devastating injury. Yeah. We all saw it instantly, saw the way that his leg was positioned after being tackled out of bounds on what seemed to be more of a routine play. It's pretty crazy how that transpired. Under like more replays, I saw his leg get so far overextended, and it just kind of gave in a way that was just like, I don't know, man. The dislocation was crazy, but he suffered a dislocated knee, torn ACL, amongst other things. I was it hurt me to see as a friend,
Yeah.
as a brother. You know what I mean? It hurt me to see anytime I see any of my guys go down, man, from injury. We understand the injury is a part of the game, but it's still terrible, bro. Still, that
Mhm.
human side of it, man, is like we know the risk going out there, but it's it never gets easier, really, bro. Especially when it's something like that serious, and will be out for that significant amount of time. Still sending prayers and love up for Tyreek Hill. I was heartbroken when I saw. What was your reaction, Douglas?
Yeah, I was live streaming the game, and as soon as I saw him get tackled and he lifted his leg, I went dead silent because I was like, that is I knew it wasn't a break, like from jump when I saw him lift his leg. I was like, he just dislocated his knee. And to dislocate your knee that bad, you had to tear a bunch of ligaments in his knee, and it just broke my heart because he started, the offense really started picking it up, and he
You
was
saw
having
it,
a
right? You saw it.
very, very good game. And then of course, you saw him smiling and everything, getting carted off, which that's just Tyreek. Tyreek is he's not gonna, he wants the rest of the guys to, I'm good, go win the game, I'm good. And of course, people are spinning a narrative that he said he screamed yes, which it makes no sense to me that the man would scream yes. But that's a narrative that's being pushed. But overall, it kills me because
Yeah.
I honestly think this was the turnaround for him. I honestly think that he was going to go off and really, him and Tua started getting into that groove again. They were really using him well with that crossing off of play action. And then this had to happen, and it
Yeah.
really sucks. And it's a devastating injury. So I'm hoping, futurely he's still okay to come back and play because the amount of damage he took to that knee is just ridiculous.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. It's a catastrophic injury, and it's multiple layers to it. Like you say, the knee dislocation comes with more torn ligaments. Um, I had I text Reek after I saw the play. Just let him know, hey, thoughts and prayers, my guy. You know what I mean? Um,
Mm,
man, my prayers with you, my heart with you for sure. And the game is over. The Dolphins get the W. I'm playing a game over here playing PlayStation. And he FaceTimed me from the hospital. And he was in the bed, and he's just like and when I answered the phone, his reaction still was so unique, bro, because he was like talking to me like he was at home. Like
mm.
it was like a normal situation, like his background was normal. He like, "What's up, bro? Man, what you going? You playing 2K?" Oh, no, it was crazy, bro. And I'm like Rick, like what how are you how are you doing this right now? Like are you high? I asked him that, I promise. I'm like, "Are you high?"
Yeah, 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 yeah.
He's like, "No, I'm still completely sober right now. I haven't been on no pain meds yet. We're about to go do the MRIs
Wow.
in the back." Um, but yeah, we had a conversation for a few minutes. He just wanted to just to talk, man, just to have like a little
Mm,
moment of conversation for real. We really didn't even talk much about the injury. Just, man, that was
mhm.
crazy. But hey, look, he said, man, but at least we got that win though. So I'm happy about that. Uh, we started talking about 2K, bro. It was crazy. So I asked him, I'm like, yo, why were you laughing? What was that reaction? He was like, bro, I was about to pass out. It was either that
Yeah.
or pass out. He was like, it was that. Like I had to laugh my way through it, bring some energy. He was like, the game was still going on. So, let me try to bring some energy to the crowd, let them know everything gonna be all right. You know what I mean? Oh, man, borderline superhuman stuff right there was crazy. I've never
Oh my
seen that reaction from that type of injury.
And you know for a fact that when they huddled around him, the meds and everything, they probably looked him dead in the eyes and was like, "We need to put your leg back. Like
Yeah.
we're gonna have to put it back and then put the compression cast on his knee." So yeah, like he was I thought they would have at least give him a shot of something real quick and then popped his knee right back in, put the air cast on. But the fact that he had nothing,
Man,
no wonder he was laughing and doing what he was doing. Jesus.
that was a coping mechanism, bro. The laughing, the celebration was him coping through, like pushing through the pain in a way that works. It's different. He's different though. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I talked to him today. He went home today.
Mhm.
So he's been in the hospital since that night. He went home today. So now it's the path to recovery. And you just briefly spoke about it. Like, will he be able to come back? I can't say. I'm not a doctor. I'm not an expert on anatomy and by how these things work in recovery. What I will say is the person like Tyreek and his level of competitiveness, how he goes about everything. Like Tyreek Hill wasn't supposed to be Tyreek Hill. He's a small guy, small
Yeah.
school, overachiever. He's fast, but whatever. He's not a receiver. He's a returner. But then he goes on and have a Hall of Fame receiving career, Super Bowl champion, All Pro multiple times. Like he wasn't supposed to be who he is anyway. So anytime people try to put limitations on him and expectations, oh, he's done, he's what, that's when he responds the most. So the thing I'll say about Tyreek, I don't know his path of recovery, but I know he'll attack it. He'll attack it.
Yeah.
He's the type of
100%.
guy that they will have to slow him down. They would have to try to make him pace his recovery and his rehab because of how he is as a competitor. His mental is different, and which is why he has been able to achieve what he has been able to achieve, despite being told that he could never and would never be Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, 100%. He's he's what, 5'11". You know, you
No.
have that receiver, especially at his. He set the standard now for receivers. You know, before he came into the league and did what he did with his speed and his strength and agility and everything, you wouldn't see receivers under 6 foot get drafted in the first round. Now you're seeing the Xavier Worthies. Everyone wants the next
Facts.
Tyreek. So you know,
Facts.
he that's just what he did, and you know, he's to me a first ballot Hall of Famer without a question. He is that generational talent that he's not going to wait, and he shouldn't have to wait. He's just that ridiculous.
For sure. For sure. All right, Douglie, let's go to another guy who's also one of my former teammates, Xavien Howard. Joseph Morrow, appreciate you, man. I'll have another jersey giveaway, Joe Morrow, after we hit another benchmark. So stay tuned on the set. You know, the faster we get to that next milestone, the faster I'll be able to give away another jersey or other memorabilia. So let's keep that rolling. Let's talk Xavien Howard. So Xavien Howard just retired yesterday from the NFL after returning to play. He missed all last season. He missed the entire 2024 NFL season. He signs at the beginning of the 2025 NFL season with the Indianapolis Colts. And he's an instant starter. Comes out the gate. They get a big win against Miami. They start off 3-0. They just lose their first game. So they are a really good team. And he retires from the NFL after, I believe, a 10-year career after 4 weeks into the season. What was your initial thoughts on this retirement, Douglie?
I was surprised that it happened, but I also wasn't, because I know that was the reason he kind of stayed away last year, was for his kids. Because I know, you know, talking to you and having the fortunate ability to talk to other football players, you guys don't, during the football season, you guys don't really see your kids. So the fact that he had that year to really, you know, take his daughter to, you know, school and be able to pick them up and, you know, do all that stuff, it once you it's kind of like football or even like wrestling. You know how all these old wrestlers always go back because they always, you know, want to hear that pop and all that stuff. It's kind of the same thing, that like once you get that year with your kids, and then to say, okay, I'm going to go back, it's not the same. And you have to really sit back and think, do I have the love for the game, or do I have more love for my kids? And obviously Xavien Howard has more love for his kids, and I respect him for that. I'd love for him to sign a 1-day contract and retire a Dolphin, because, you know, he had 4 days with the Colts, 40 weeks with the Colts. He's a Dolphin, and he should retire a Dolphin.
He's a Dolphin.
Yeah.
All right. I got some more insight for you guys. I have an exclusive here. Of course, I'm not going to share too much of the conversation, but X called me. What's today? Thursday. So he called me Tuesday about this.
Mm.
He called me again yesterday morning, and we talked for a while. He told me his concerns, what he was thinking, what he was feeling. He asked about my process, what I'm doing now in my retired life. He talked about his kids and that void.
Mm.
He talked about not having his heart in it, the love of
Mm.
it, that will, that desire to invest everything you got on a weekly basis that you owe yourself and you owe your teammates and you owe the organization. Like if you're part of this thing, if you're part of this team, you owe everyone in the building your full investment. Heart got to be in it, intention got to be right.
Mm-hmm.
X battled with those things for these past few weeks. And sitting out all last year, having that time with his kids, with his family, his new routine. To leave that, I'll tell you now, I've been retired now for 8 months or whatever. I couldn't imagine leaving again, going back to do that, completely removed from them, from my kids and my routine and my what I'm doing now. Like being here for so long, bro, to have this time with my kids. I was able to take them to school on the first day for the first time in my life. My twins will be 13 this month. So for the first time in my life, I was able to take them to school for the first day. That's significant.
Yeah.
I'm learning something new every day about them. I'm seeing new things. Like they're learning new things every day. Like it's so much of the human side of it, of the athlete that we rarely get to see.
Yeah.
But this is real. And when we were on the phone and he called me and he told me what he's thinking. After just listening to him talk, all I said was, well, I've said other things, but I mostly said, X, you got your answer. You
Yeah.
have your
Yeah.
answer. You might be calling me for confirmation, but you have your answer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And don't feel bad about that. Don't feel like that is amazing, bro, that you are where your heart is and what you desire to do. That's incredible. Go do what you feel right. Go do what your heart is telling you to do. Don't cheat the game. Don't cheat your teammates. Don't cheat nobody. Do what's best for you and your family and your kids. X retired 3 hours later. I
Do you
salute him.
think if he went to Miami instead of Indy, it would have been even harder for him because of the familiarity with the guys essentially? Because he didn't really know anyone with Indy. He knew everyone with Miami. Do you
No, I
think it would
asked
have
him
been a
that.
little different?
Douglie, I asked him that. I said, I'm like, X, is it your current environment? Is it the atmosphere? Or is it the game? Like, are you done with he's done with the sport. So it didn't
Gotcha.
matter where he was. It didn't matter the teammates. It didn't matter who he was coached by. That's why I knew. That's why it was for sure. Like it's time. It's not situational. This is really like, man, he's ready to go be a father, businessman, live the rest of his life. He's earned that right. He's earned that right.
Yeah,
No
100%.
question about it. Go do that. And I love it for him. I'm happy for him. Salute to X. I'm gonna get him here on the set. He was supposed to get on the set before the season started. It didn't work out timing wise. I'll get him on the set pretty soon, and so you guys can hear from him. But shout out to X. Salute to X. He's at peace with his decision. I'm happy for him. We all should be happy for him, man. If you
Yeah,
get a chance to
definitely.
send him a tweet, something on Instagram, just share some love and respect and appreciation for him. If you have that in your heart to do so, it'll go a long way for him right now because he's still, he as a competitor, he don't want to walk away from something unfinished. But what's unfinished is that fatherhood piece and his kids. That void is too massive. It's too strong. Look, I love that for him. I do.
Yeah.
Let's get into some football, Douglie. Let's get into some football. Joseph Morrow, he should talk to Waller. He just need a break. Hey, Joe.
Waller's a different breed, man. He's a different breed.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Here we go. Miami Dolphins got one. We got the first one. We got the first win. Dolphins moved to 1-3 after the Monday Night Football win against the New York Jets in a 27-21 victory. I predicted a 27-17. The Jets got a late touchdown. Garrett Wilson, great catch.
Garbage time.
You know, he got that. The defense created 3 takeaways. The offense did not have a turnover. What was your take? What's your thoughts on Monday night?
I was the first thing that I noticed, like, from jump, was Tua felt much more comfortable in the pocket. I noticed against Buffalo and against the Patriots, he kind of started running before he really needed to. Whereas Monday night, he was very, like, he knew where he wanted to go and he felt more comfortable because he was still getting some pressure off that right side. Again, James Daniels isn't out there. Austin Jackson's not out there. He's essentially going with Strange, who was like technically our 4th right guard. That was like the first thing I noticed. And I was like, he's more comfortable. And he was making the throws, like he was rolling out to his right, making great throws to Tyreek Hill, which again is hard to do as a lefty quarterback. I like the run game. One of my favorite players, and not knocking you, but it's Patrick Paul now. He's he's doing fantastic on that left side. Now, obviously, he's nowhere near your level of play.
Hey, look, I'm a fan, bro. I'm a fan. I love what Pat is doing.
Yeah, he's moving guys. And I'm very happy. The defense, it still needs work, and that front still scares the crap out of me. The fact that we can't get pressure with Chubb and Sealer and Chop and even, Phillips, and then with the addition of Judon, like that first drive on defense, they threw it once. They marched down the field. If it wasn't for the punch out, that still worries me. And that worries me going forward, which we will talk about. But that Waller coming out and that's what Tua needed. He needed that tall guy, because when you guys faced the Ravens, he threw that beautiful high point pass to Gesicki. He did the same thing in this game to Waller. He needs those tall tight ends that are going to go up there. Essentially, the basketball player is going to go up and get that high point pass. I was just happy. They played smart football. They let the Jets continue to make mistakes. They forced the fumbles. They forced the turnovers, and they got the W. And we just got to build off of that. But there were some things that they do still need to work on, but there was still a lot that they can build off of. And it's something that going forward, you look at the next 5 games, they can possibly turn this around.
I agree. I saw a lot of the same things. Efficient day for Tua. Wasn't crazy in the box score on the stat line, but efficient day. He definitely made some plays, handled pressure well, able to extend a few plays, getting out and moving in space, and he was able to deliver a lot of throws on the move. Another performance from Devon Achane, he's just an incredible player. Really is incredible player as a running back, as a receiver. He's dynamic. He's smart. He's tough. He's physical. He's fast. He's a great player. He really is. You spoke on Darren Waller. I think him and Mike Gesicki are different in a lot of ways. They are both big bodies, like tall guys, basketball frame guys. But Darren Waller plays the game different. He plays the game in a more physical, in-your-face style of play. Gesicki's a more finesse receiver style. Waller will get in there, hit those body in there, and block a bit more than Gesicki would. So that allows him to be on the field more as his reps start to grow and his usage in the offense start to grow. He'll have more opportunities. Mike Gesicki was more limited into certain packages. Waller will be more. He'll have a lot more versatility in the offense. But Tua hasn't had his presence. Somebody that's really willing to go over that middle, take shots, high point passes and all that. I'm really excited about Darren Waller moving forward. I spoke about him on Monday. People thought I was crazy. I spoke about him on Monday. I looked over in the chat, and the chat was like, "He's never gonna play." All yeah. Listen, if this guy gets in that lineup, he can be dangerous, man. He can be very dangerous.
Yeah.
I've seen it firsthand. Shout out Flim. He's still chosen. Said, "Wow, it's faster than Tyreek. Is that true? And is Waddle a real one in your eyes?" Flim asks, he said, T-Stead, Chosen said that Waddle was faster than Tyreek. Is that true? And is Waddle a real one in your eyes? Shout out to East St. Louis. Shout out to Crib, East Side. Waddle is not faster than Tyreek. I'm comfortable saying that. Waddle will tell you that too. Like they would joke about it.
Yeah.
Tyreek was the fastest on the team. Devon A. Chan swore that he would beat Reek in 100. Like if they were running 100 meters, he felt like he would beat Reek, but like a 40, 60, 100 yards. Tyreek he's getting that. He's the fastest on the team. Waddle is a real one. Certified, stamp, real baller, real player, real man, all that. Waddle is that. He is everything you can think of, elite, all that. And his usage will be more. He's going to be asked to do more.
Yeah.
I think he answers the bell. I have no worries and concerns about Jaylen Waddle. I'm a very big advocate of Jaylen Waddle. Big fan of everything that he has and he does and that he is as a human and as a player, for sure.
When I watched the film for the Patriots game and that last drive where they had like back-to-back penalties, I watched Waddle and he was getting upset. And that's when I was like, yep, the people question if he can be the number one. I saw him get upset with the offsides, the false start from Brewer, and then I saw him clap at the sideline when they had a delay a game in the huddle. I was like, he's there's that fire, there's that number one receiver, like he's got it. So
That's
I
next step
don't
for
know
him.
why people are questioning it. Yeah, exactly.
Douglie, that's next step for him. Stepping into that leadership role, stepping into a more vocal space. That is next step for Jaylen Waddle. Defensively, back to the game. Defensively for the Dolphins,
Yeah.
The first drive was alarming. Not gonna lie to you. First drive was alarming. They're running the ball up and down the field, almost at will. First drive was concerning. But we hear the saying, bend but don't break. They bent. They were bent. Pause. But they didn't break. Jack Jones with the punch out and changed the trajectory of the game. It changed the game. And that's what a lot of times is what you need. You need a play. You need a playmaker to make a play. Change the course of the game, change the path of the game. Every game it happens though. Every game is not going to go perfect to plan. It's not going to go according to plan. Like, all right, we're going to run this play and get this many yards. No, it's playmakers make plays that change the game. That's why they are notified, or that's why they are noted as playmakers. They make plays. So that was a huge play by Jack Jones. Changed the trajectory of the game. That first drive was concerning. And still it was too many runs given up. Too many 7-yard, 8-yard, 12-yard runs given up. That did raise some concerns, raise some eyebrows. I'm hoping them guys can get that adjusted. You don't want to be a defense that teams feel like they can come in and run the ball because then they can control the clock. What do you see the Dolphins defense need to do moving forward to stop that from happening?
It's funny too, because I was going to ask you a question, because when I was looking at the film of the Jets game, it was the only time we really got pressure is when we blitzed. Like, this defensive line is 31st in pressure rate, but they are second, probably now first in blitzing. And I noticed, like, even one-on-ones, they're having a hard time getting off of their blocks. Now I'm wondering, and this is where I'll ask you, because for your expertise,
let's talk about
is there times that the defense, like the defensive line coach or Weaver will say to the edge rushers, look, just contain Fields, like, don't get after him, because I noticed that a lot of times when when Chubb will get engaged in a block, he's more kind of just, it looks like he's just trying to move the tackle versus like shred the blocks and try to get through to get the sack. Is that something that they do? Where they'll tell the defensive line, look, just contain him and we'll force him to make the mistakes, or is it just that they have really good tackles?
All right, so Douglie, crush rush is a real thing.
Mhm.
Crush
Mhm.
rush is what it's called. So you want to crush the pocket. You want to squeeze the pocket when you're facing certain mobile quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Justin Fields. Crush rush. The worst thing to do
Okay.
is to get washed away, where it's a big void all of a sudden in the pocket, because that's an
Mhm.
escape route that's more dangerous than any pass that this guy can make. So crush rush is the term. That doesn't mean you can't go win. You know what I mean? Go win on a
Mhm.
rush. But everything about your rush plan for the week starts with power. It has to start with
Gotcha.
condensing the pocket. So when you face a Justin Fields, the most dangerous thing for him is to get out of the pocket, to escape.
Mhm.
So crush rush is a real thing. So if you're seeing guys that look stuck to guys, or they're getting, to the point where it looks sticky, pause again. Crazy. But it's called crush rush.
You're
It's
on
a
a roll
contained rush.
today.
All right, but look though. So I've been seeing people talk about the Dolphins pass rush and the
Yeah.
concerns. I've watched every snap so far this season. These guys have had such limited opportunities of true pass rush, of true drop back.
Mhm.
When I have seen like real drop back scenarios, third and longs, let's go. I've seen wins.
Mhm.
Chop, Chubb, JPs. I've seen wins. I've also seen every single team they played so far in 4 weeks go with extra blockers. Tight
Yes.
end, running back,
Yeah.
play actions. I've seen every single team that they play against use extra blockers. The first 3 weeks, Chubb could not, I mean, not Chubb, Chop didn't see a one-on-one. He had
Yeah.
one one-on-one against Spencer Brown.
Mhm.
One one-on-one against Spencer Brown, like the first 3 weeks. Everything else was some form of help, whether it was slide help, tight end, or running back. That's respect. That is trying to neutralize the strength of the Dolphins defense, which remains their pass rush. If these guys,
Yeah.
if the Dolphins are able to jump out to a real lead, you will see the Dolphins pass rush and you will have zero questions about it ever again. When we led the NFL in sacks, or we were like top 3 in sacks with Chubb,
Mhm.
JP, Christian Wilkins, Zach Sealer, with Melvin Ingram. When we were like top 3 in the NFL in sacks, we had the number 1 offense in the NFL.
Yeah.
Those two go together. We had
Mhm.
the number 1 scoring offense in the league. So we're playing a lot of games with the lead. A lot of teams are trying to play catch up. A lot of teams are drop back passing. You have more opportunities to get sacks. When you have a team run 11 plays and 10 of them are run plays, you tell me how you're going to sack the quarterback. So that's where a lot of it is that, bro. Don't listen. We know those guys have to take advantage of their opportunities, yes, of course, but a lot of it is lack
Yeah.
of opportunities and lack of true drop back, a true one-on-one.
Yeah, I
Honestly.
noticed that too, because it was a 1st and 10 on Miami's 40 on that first drive. They had 6 offensive linemen on the field. Like, their whole thing, the whole Jets' whole mantra was, "We're just gonna run the ball." Because, no, not knocking Justin Fields or anything, but he's not that prolific of a passer, as you saw on the 4th and 1 where he ran it for 40-something yards for a touchdown.
That was crazy.
He's more of a guy with his legs than he is with his arm. And that's what they did. But the good thing, the Dolphins really bared down as the game went on, and the offense did their thing and really forced the Jets to become one-dimensional because they had to play catch up, and
Facts.
just worked out for us.
All right. So Douglie, now looking at I wanted to title this show for today, What Now?
Yeah.
We lose Tyreek Hill, Darren Waller's back, Jaylen Waddle, receiver 1. where we get the first win, 1-3. Looking to these next 5 games, I'll reel these teams off. We have the Carolina Panthers this week,
Mhm.
LA Chargers, Cleveland Browns, Atlanta Falcons, Baltimore Ravens. You have these 5 teams before you see the Buffalo Bills again. You have these 5 teams before you see the Bills again. Panthers, Chargers, Browns, Falcons, Ravens. What now? Give me what you think happens next over the course of these 5 weeks, and I'll give you my take.
So this upcoming game against the Carolina Panthers is a good turning point, right? Because right now we're sitting at 1-3. You're facing a Panthers team that, again, kind of like the Jets, aren't great, especially in certain aspects of their team. And this is a team that you should be able to take full advantage of, especially with their offensive line. This is a game where our defensive line should really feast and get after Bryce Young. They should win this game. They really should. And all of a sudden you're at 2-3. You're one game away from 500 and can really start to pull this together. The Chargers game is big. The Chargers game will really be able to show us, did this team turn that corner? Because they're going to be without, I don't know if Joe Alt is going to be playing or not, but they're definitely going to be without one of their starting 2 tackles. They lost to the Giants. They don't play great going from the West Coast to the East Coast. They can be beaten. And again, the Giants are kind of in that same situation as the Miami Dolphins, where it's like, what are they? They struggle here, they struggle there. They can be beaten. Then you got Cleveland, another team, big fat question mark. Is Dylan Gabriel still going to be their quarterback? Is it going to be Shador? Are they going to go back to Joe Flacco? You got the Falcons, who Michael Penix had a game where he turned the ball over 3 times, big question mark. And then you got the Baltimore Ravens, who are dealing with a lot of injuries. Like, I think by that Thursday night game, which again is home, definitely bodes well for the home team. Who's going to be playing now? Lamar dealing with a hammy is not something that just take a few days off and then all of a sudden you're going to be good. That might be a lingering injury. So if we can come out of these next 5 games 5-4 on the record, or that's a win. And you really can turn it around. 4-5 seems a little more realistic. And even at that point, you got Buffalo, you got Washington, and then you got your bye. And then you look at the back end of the schedule, which at first was terrifying. Isn't that scary?
Back up, guys.
Saints, Jets, Steelers. You got the Bengals without Joe Burrow, who are not good. This team, if they can just turn it around and just get themselves straight, they can still potentially make the playoffs, which is crazy to say starting 0-3.
Yeah. I feel the same way. Looking at the schedule, Douglie, the margin of error is very small. You did that to yourself with your 1-3 start, right? So you can't afford to drop a game against the Panthers. You can't afford to drop the game against the Browns. You can't afford to drop the game against these teams. Now you got to go beat the Chargers. You got to go beat the Baltimore Ravens with Lamar or without. You got to go beat these teams. But this Panthers game coming up, that's a must-have. That is a must-have, and I'll even go so far to say convincingly, not blowout per se, but convincingly show that you are better than the Carolina Panthers. Shout out to Robert Hunt. My guy, he's out for the season.
Is he
recovering from a torn?
Yeah, he's out for the season, right?
Bicep. Yep, out for the season. But shout out to Robert Hunt over there in Carolina.
In the chat was asking, how would Rob Hunt do against Zach? And he's not going to be playing. He's going to be out.
For speedballer Rob Hunt, he's out for the season. But shout out to Rob Hunt.
Yeah.
Great player, great friend, brother of mine. He's this game, that game has to be in the books. Got to be a dub.
Yeah.
Chargers, very beatable team. Just lost to the Giants. They had a really close win against the Kansas City Chiefs in week 1. They snuck out another win against the Denver Broncos. Very beatable team. They lost to the Giants last week at Jackson Dart first start. Very beatable team. Atlanta, very beatable team. Carolina smacked Smack them. BTA.
Seriously. Was it
BTA
40-0?
for sure. I think Atlanta responded last week with the win. They
Yeah.
beat somebody pretty nice. They are a talented team. Don't get me wrong. They are. Cleveland Browns. They surprised the Packers. They upset the Packers. That defense in Cleveland is real. I'll give them that. That defense in Cleveland is real.
Yes.
That got to be a win for the Miami Dolphins. Has to be a win. And Baltimore Ravens, that their defense struggling mightily. It really is.
Yes,
Lamar
100%.
Jackson is incredible. He is everything as advertised. He is phenomenal. That is a very beatable team. Different than years prior. This is a different Baltimore Ravens team that we've known throughout the last few years. That's not the same product that they're putting on the field. I don't see why. I'm not saying the Dolphins are going to go 5-0 over these next 5. I just have a hard time finding why not. So I'm not predicting 5-0, but I'm really having, as I'm looking through the schedule, I'm having a hard time figuring out why not 5-0 through these next 5 games. Seriously.
Yeah. And like you said, Atlanta, the team that they beat last week was the Washington Commanders, who is no slouch. Now, Jaden Daniels is probably going to be back for our game in Madrid, but we took Buffalo down to the wire. Why can't we beat them at home again? Like the reason, and I've talked about this before, and this is, I'm going to pour a little hopium on this conversation. We were 2 plays very easily from being 3-1 at this point. In New England at home, we made mistakes down the stretch, and against Buffalo with the running into the kicker and the interception, we were 2. Like it was so close to being 3-1 again. Buffalo is a good team in Buffalo, so it's a situation where it's like they just need to fix those little minute issues, and this team can definitely turn it around. But they just got to do it.
That's the story of every NFL game, though. That's the story. Not every, but 94% of NFL games on a weekend basis, it's a 2-play difference. It's a 3-play difference. It's an interception here. It's a turnover here. It's an untimely penalty here. It's a blown assignment here. Like, it's every single NFL game is separated by those few plays. The reason the Buffalo Bills are successful is because they consistently make the right play. They are in the right spot. They do not beat themselves. They're not necessarily the team. They will beat you badly if you're a team that make mistakes, turn the ball over, then you're going to get blew out. But if you play a efficient game against Buffalo, they can lose to anybody. But their superpower is their consistency, and hats off to them for that. But every NFL game, every week is just a couple plays. It's a few play difference. Every single one.
Yeah. Every time I do my preview video, I try my best not to be redundant, but I'm always like, I do 5 things that the Dolphins need to do if they win the game, and I'm always throwing no mistakes in there. Like, at some point, I'm always like, they just can't. Especially, I talked about it when we played Buffalo on Thursday night. They're the type of team that you make those mistakes and give them another shot, like running into the kicker, which then eventually they got went to 28-21. You can't give them that second chance. You can't do it.
Can't do it. All right, Douglie, let's transition to tonight. We got Thursday night football, San Francisco 49ers versus the LA Rams. Who you got in this one?
So I thought Purdy was playing. Now Mac Jones is playing. That really doesn't change my pick though. I'm still taking the Rams. But I thought Purdy was playing. I just like the way the Rams are playing. Stafford, he's up there in age, but he's not showing it. Even everyone had the fear of his back and everything. He's making like no look throws.
He got
and
weapons,
celebrating and yeah, he's just playing nice, and he's got Devontae Adams now, Puka Nacua, who's my fantasy team's playing nice. Like,
Lucky
he's just it's somebody tried to trade me for Puka Nacua, and they wanted to give me Jamari Gibbs, and I already have Montgomery. I'm like, why would I want both the Lions running? That just makes no sense. And I'm playing the guy who tried to offer me that trade too. I'm like, I'm gonna beat you, and then we'll come back to this conversation. But yeah, I'm taking the Rams. Short week at home. I really like the way their defense is playing. With Verse and everything, it's just it's a well-rounded team there. And they're again last year in the playoffs, they gave the Eagles fits in the cold, in the snow. They're just continuing off of that. I really like the way the Rams are playing, and the 49ers are just banged up. And that's something
Yeah.
that they're dealing with now. Don't get me wrong; I think they're still going to be competitive in this one. I think Mac Jones is going to do some nice things, but I'm going Rams in this one.
Yeah. No, me too. Listen, I'm leaning towards the Rams going far this year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Far. Second round, NFC Championship, maybe even they really have impressed me. Their one loss came to the Philadelphia Eagles after they got in the field goal range to win the game and walk away. It was blocked, returned by Jordan Davis. They lose that one. But the Rams are impressive. That defense is serious. That D-line is real. Looking forward to seeing Trent Williams versus Jerry Verse tonight. That would be a fun one. I know the OG, Trent, I know he's going to have a plan for him. He's going to get on Verse early, throw his hands on him early. Verse power is real. You know what I mean? So you don't want to let him get into his chest. Looking forward to that matchup for sure. But I'm a fan of this Rams team, what they're doing on a weekly basis. Very physical brand of football. Like they with all the smoke, they coming to your stadium to hit. I like how they're playing. I really do. Rams they are impressive. I can see them going far this year.
So I got a question for you pertaining to the 49ers and their play style, because Mike McDaniel was their run game coordinator. And at some points they took Trent Williams and they motioned that man to
Yeah.
run and block. I don't know if you could tell us, but if you could, was there ever that type of design with the Dolphins to have one of you guys just motion and start to really lead into a block?
No, we never really had that talk of that design of a play. We
Mm,
had some other things that we didn't get to in the scheme, more so like quick screens and stuff that I would have to
mm,
get out and go, find to different spots, go get the corner, go get the safety, different things of that nature. But Alec Ingold was different as far as creating space. Like you didn't
mm,
necessarily need a lineman, a tackle, or guard to go kick out a defensive end or kick out a linebacker, because you do have a significant fullback that can do so. So Alec Ingold played a part in that. Like Cal Juszczyk in San
mm.
Francisco, great fullback.
Yeah.
One of the greatest in the league for sure. But he's more of an offensive threat. He's more of a ball in hand,
Mhm.
great receiver. He does some really good blocks, whatever, but he's not like a kick out guy like Alec Ingold is. So you don't really need a tackle to do it. You got somebody that's already in the backfield that you can scheme up to do those type things.
Yeah, with
And
the
Trent
touchdown
is
run with
different. Don't get
H-Town.
me wrong. Like Trent is
Oh,
different.
yeah.
He's
That man's
full
a
speed, full
monster.
throttle, and just blasting the C gap.
Just
So
imagine being a linebacker or safety, and you just see Trent Williams coming full speed at you. I'm just like, "I'm alright."
no, for sure,
Just let him go. Just let
for sure.
him go.
Douglas, let's get into this Week 5 preview. So we both took the Rams for the night. What's your score prediction for the night?
Um, I'm gonna do 28-20. How if they will get there, I don't know, because it's such a weird number combination that just popped in my head. I think that the Rams will win significantly, by like 10 to 8 to 10 points. I think they'll be
I
able to
got
take the kneel at the end of the game.
you. Okay, I got Rams 24-13. You got Rams
Yeah.
24-13 tonight. All right, Week 5 preview. It's a few games that I'll be watching. Well, want to get your thoughts on. Excuse me. You might not be watching this game, but I am. It's the Saints versus Giants. All right.
Yeah.
My Saints still looking for their first win. They really have an opportunity to get that. The Giants, what they were able to do last week to get that win against the Chargers was very impressive. And I am impressed with Dart. I love his confidence. I love his swagger, the way he goes about his business. Giants very beatable for the New Orleans Saints. Their D-line is fire.
Mhm.
Giants D-line is fire. So if the Saints can protect Spencer Rattler, allow him to get the ball to the playmakers, they can get their first win. I'm looking for the Saints, Who Dat Nation, to get their first win this weekend. What's your thoughts on that game?
So surprisingly, the Saints are giving 1.5, which I didn't think
Oh,
was a thing. It opened with the Giants giving 2.5, and now the Saints are given 1.5,
what
probably
happened?
because the Giants don't have Malik Neighbors.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
true that.
so that might have shifted it for him. I'm that one intrigues me as well, because of the hunger that the Saints have, especially at quarterback, to get that first W. I wouldn't be surprised, especially, playing in that dome, playing in front of the New Orleans fans is completely different than playing in any other
Fire.
atmosphere. It's kind of like going to Seattle, going to Kansas City, all these things, regardless of the record, Saint fans really show up. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if the Saints came out and won that game, especially because Jackson Dart did some nice things against the Giants, but he still made those rookie mistakes at times. And I think that the Saints can definitely feed off of that. So that game is
I like to
definitely
hear that,
interesting.
Douglie.
I find it
I
I find it
appreciate
funny
that.
that the before the season started and when the schedule guys were putting it together, they put the Patriots Bills at Sunday Night Football. Like, not knocking the Patriots or anything, but like, what made them think that that was going to be a competitive game? Like, it makes some sense. Like, Denver, Philly is a better option. Even Tampa Bay, Seattle. That's going to be again. I'm not knocking New
That's
England,
crazy.
but
That's the other two
uh,
games I got that I'm about to ask you about. That
those are
is
going to be good
crazy.
games. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, let's get into it. Broncos, Philly, Broncos and Eagles.
Broncos, that one's very intriguing to me, and especially because Philly's only given 3.5, and they're the home team. So normally the home team gives 3 when it comes to Vegas. The Broncos are honestly, I think the Broncos should have beaten the Colts with that
And the
leaping
Chargers.
penalty. And the Chargers, yeah, exactly. Like the Broncos are a good team. Bo Nix is struggling here and there. But again, it's another game where, the underdog, don't be surprised. And, Philly is due for a loss to one of these types of teams. It's the same thing with Buffalo, like how last week we all know 2 weeks in a row, we all know for a fact Buffalo fans were nervous. And you know what's funny? I just realized they've played the Dolphins, and then they played the Saints, the Buffalo, and those are both of your teams. I didn't even realize that. And both your teams
It's
gave
been
the
brutal,
Buffalo
bro.
Bills a little bit of a headache. But I like Denver's defense too.
Fire.
AJ Brown is struggling. He came out and said what he said. You got Pat Surtain Jr. out there, and got that pass rusher. Don't be surprised. But now Philly's throwing in those little wrinkles with their tush push. They should have got rid of that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That was that little added feature to the tush push was fire. Walking touchdown.
Yep.
Great coaching.
Yep.
I it's hard to go against the Eagles because these guys win in
Yes.
so many different ways. And they've been winning with special teams. These guys are blocking punts and field goals at an alarming rate. It's really hard to go against them. They're the defending champions. They're unbeaten still. They haven't lost a game in a very long time. Very long time. Even last year,
Yeah.
haven't lost a game. So hard to go against them. I think this one is very, very important for the Broncos because they have dropped 2 already. They dropped the game to the Chargers. They dropped the game to the Colts. That should have been 2 wins. They had in the bag. Misfortune happened, which that's normal. This is a big one for them. This is a big one for the Broncos. I would like to see them get this W. I'm always rooting for Sean Payton, so looking for him to get this. Looking for them guys to
It's a
get this
guy.
W for sure. I got one more game for Week 5, and we're almost out of here too, Douglie. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat, man. You guys are rolling tonight. Keep jumping. Let's get these likes. Can we get the likes up to 250, guys? We are at 238 right now. So push your friends, push your buddies. Let's get the likes up to 250. Shout out to the super chat and to the members. I appreciate you guys, all my members. So many exclusives, behind the scenes, insights that just, yeah, we're connected at a stronger level in that membership group. All right, Doug, the last game of the week 5 that I'm paying close attention to is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Seattle Seahawks. What you thinking?
I like this game a lot too. Again, this week it seems like there's a lot of one-sided games going on, like the Cowboys Jets, the Colts Raiders, even the Vikings Browns and all that stuff. There's the few, and this is like I talked about before, this is one of the few that I think is going to be real competitive. Baker Mayfield. I cannot pronounce that rookie receiver's name if my life depended on it, and I have him in my fantasy league. But they just have that connection. They just have that really good connection. And then you're heading to Seattle again, like I was saying with New Orleans, they have that atmosphere over there that, really can take you out of the game. Seattle's given 3.5. Again, not that big of a point spread. You normally get that 3 as the home team. I actually picked Tampa to win this one because I like the way Baker's playing. Especially you saw it in the Jets game. He's got that fire in him. They blocked the punt, blocked the field goal, returned it for a touchdown, took the 1-point lead, and it seems like Baker was like, all right, we got this, and just meticulously took him down the field to get him into field goal range. I really like the way Tampa Bay's playing right now, and I like the way their defense is playing. I think it's going to be a close one. So if you were a betting man and you went spread wise, I still would take Tampa. But yeah, I like Tampa Bay, and I like the way the receiving core and all that stuff is playing for them.
For sure. No, I agree with you. It wouldn't be upset at all if Tampa wins this game. Seattle is playing really well too. Sam Darnold has shown to the league that he is here to stay. He is, one of the staples of the league. The defense is playing lights out. They're rushing the passer at a very high level, and they have the cover guys out there. That Seattle team is for real. They're legit.
Yeah,
for sure. I can say the same about Tampa. They know how to win. They find ways to win. They're another one of those teams that don't necessarily beat themselves, even though they did last week with some mistakes, special teams issues, the block punt. They found a way to lose last week, but that's not consistently. They're a team that is very disciplined, very well sound, very well coached, and a very fundamental football team. Baker Mayfield has been playing MVP caliberish. He has been playing at that level. He really has. He really has. And it's impressive to see, and I hope it continues. I'm going to take Seattle in that game. I'm going to take Seattle in that game. I got them winning 27-24. Close one. But I got Seattle winning 27-24.
I could definitely see that. Again, that 12th man is going to be dangerous, and especially Tampa Bay having to go from the East Coast to the West Coast. Definitely, again, it takes a little bit of a toll, and then you're going to be playing in Seattle in October. It's probably already cold and rainy over there.
Rainy, yeah, for sure. All right, Douglie, we always love to end the set with a good old would you rather. Good old would you rather question. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the chat. You guys are amazing. Got the like count up to 265 now. You respond. All right. You guys you guys respond at a high level. You're quick. I love it. I appreciate you. For real. All right. Are you guys ready for the would you rather? I got a good one. For you guys tonight. It's football related would you rather. The last couple of weeks I've been kind of going off the rails. Let me bring it back. Okay. All right. Douglie, would you rather be the league MVP 1 year, MVP of the NFL 1 year, or your team is the number 1 seed 5 years in a row?
Oh, number 1 seed 5 years in a row. You gotta get that chance, man. Hey, you should know alone in 2023, you would have loved to have the number 1 seed and not have had to go to Kansas City. So
that's no question.
It's a team sport. And that's the way I see it. Everyone likes to, pinpoint on the quarterback and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you're the number one seed. You got that home field advantage. And if I'm a Miami Dolphin football player, I want that number one seed because
Yeah.
they play different at home. So yeah, I take 5 straight. You got to get at least one of them in there. Like, come on.
I don't know, man. Buffalo went to 4 straight Super Bowls.
Well, that's because Buffalo sucks.
Okay. Got that. You got that. Listen, being number one
If
seed
you could
doesn't
tell, there's no
guarantee you
animosity
anything.
between me and Buffalo.
That's cool. I've expressed that I hate them folks. I respect them, but I hate them. It's all good. Being the number one seed doesn't guarantee you anything. So
That's true.
it's don't get me wrong, it is hard to get to the playoffs. It's hard to get playoff seed. I've been the number one seed twice in my 12-year career and no Super Bowl appearances. Been to the NFC Championship, was seconds away from going to the Super Bowl. We didn't get there. So being number one seed doesn't guarantee you anything. Being MVP of the league guarantee you a lot. Guarantee a lot of opportunity, a lot of endorsements, a lot of a lot of and you got a good team too. I don't know the seeding of that year, but for you to win MVP, y'all have to be winning. So you have to be one of the maybe top 4 seeds. Just saying. I'm not saying I'm picking MVP. I'm going with the number one seed 5 years in a row. That's my choice. I'm just painting that picture on the MVP side.
Yeah, devil's advocate, playing both sides. I feel you.
Super chat, Josh Puckett. Terron, Jonah has been iffy this season. Have you ever started next to a struggling rookie? How did you help? Josh, Jonah has had his struggles so far this year. He has had some technique issues. He has some issues that has come with lack of experience that he has to go through in order to learn type situations. You hope those come in times that is not really like impactful to the game, but sometimes it does. So he has these growing pain issues that happen sometimes. What I would say about Jonah, because I can't really talk technique like right here, right now, because I will have to show you guys the film to support it so you can understand exactly what I mean or what I'm saying. And his technique issues are fixable. They just take time, and it takes a lot of reps, and it takes the right person to be able to make these adjustments. I feel very strongly Jonah is the right person. He has taken his bumps and bruises. He has taken his losses with his goddamn chin up. He's taking his losses on the chin. He's not shying away. He's not making excuses. He has gotten beat. He has owned up. He has lined up the next play and went to fight the same person. I love that. Jonah will continue to get better. It is a process. Some of these technique issues, he has to start working proper footwork, proper hand placement. Now, like you want to see it time and time again. Very easy for us to say right now. He's the one lining up in front of these guys to do it. Jonah is the right person. He is mentally built and physically built the right way to handle this learning curve. And once it unlocks for this young man, I think you all, every last one of us as a fan of the Dolphins will be excited and will start to, as much as they talk about him getting beat or losing reps, you guys will start to retweet and repost when he starts imposing his will, because he has the right makeup. He's the right person to handle this adversity. And it's adversity, and it's tough. It's tough. The worst thing in the world for me throughout my entire career was getting the quarterback touched. I hated it.
Yeah.
If I got beat on a rail, if I got the quarterback touch, I hated it. And in the next play, whoever did it, he had to pay for it. Like, that was my response. Like, if you beat me on a rail, I'm about to try to take your head off this next play. I've seen Jonah line up with that fight. After getting beat on the rep,
Yeah.
line up and go back toe to toe. I love it. He's struggling in some areas. It will continue to it will get better. He will progress throughout the season. He can't lose his confidence because once you lose that, it
No.
changes everything. It changes you as a person, as a player. It changes the way you go about the game. So he has to keep his confidence high, despite the losses, despite the wins. Stay even. Jonah, I trust him because of how he goes about his business, how hard he works. I trust him to fix it, and it won't be overnight. But you guys
Yeah.
stick with
And
Jonah. Stick with Jonah for sure.
it's funny too, because we talk about Robert Hunt before. Robert Hunt got drafted to be a right tackle, and he got moved to guard, and he took his bumps and bruises, and look how he's like a top 5 guard in the NFL. It like you said, it's going to take a minute. Even Kenneth Grant, some guys are getting on Kenneth Grant, expecting Ndamukong Suh at his rookie year. It takes a minute, especially going from college to the NFL. These guys in their head, instead of just playing football, just going, complete instinct. So yeah, you just got to give it a minute. Because I
No, for
banged the
sure.
table for Jonah. I was like, trade up, get him. So I don't want to have egg on my face.
Yeah, nah, listen, man, it's tough, bro. It's tough. It is. It's challenging. You enter into the world of the elites, like the best in the world. It's why we're here.
Yeah.
You don't know what that level looks like until you get in there. You have an idea of what NFL guys play like, how strong it is this, how strong is Quentin Williams? We look on film, you see him from a distance. You have no idea until he put both hands in your chest on 1st and 10. Now you know how strong Quentin Williams is. Now you know. How quick is Michael Parsons? All right, he looks quick on film. Oh, that was a nice move on TV. All right, now I go line up in front of him, and I see somebody that's 6'4", 270, running a 4.3. Now I see how quick Michael Parsons is. Like, you don't know you can't gauge these things without experience.
Yeah.
Now it's a rush to get better. It's a rush to improve. Absolutely. Have to get that quick. Let's get to that quickly. I'm not giving Jonah an out at all. Like, have to get the technique cleaned up, the hand placement, all that. He knows that. He's working on that. I trust that he will get better in that for sure. And you guys continue to push him to do so, urge him, encourage him to do so. As players, we see this stuff, man. We do. We see the comments, the tweets, we see it. And you try not to, you try to ignore it, you try not to let it affect you or impact you, but human nature, bro.
Yeah,
human nature. You know what I mean? So
100%.
you got somebody going after their job the right way, send them some love, encouragement. You know what I mean? If you're a fan of the team, you're a fan of them players, be a fan, be a support, all that. You can criticize. Hey, you can't lose that we can't afford to lose that rep. We can't get beat like that. We say that. All good. For sure. No, you right. You damn right. I shouldn't lose that. You right. All right. That's perfectly fine. But let's not, hey, this guy's terrible. He's the worst in the league. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Earl. Hey, Earl, I appreciate you, my dog. Man, appreciate you. Congrats on all the subs, bro. Doug, probably. Hey, Doug, Earl is hey. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, Earl, for real. Appreciate you.
Definitely, Earl.
Yes, sir. All right, man. It is Thursday night football time. We got to get up out of here, man. The chat's jumping, the show jumping. Look, man. I really appreciate all you guys, every sub, all of the members, all of the super chats. Douglie, I appreciate you, my guy. We're growing, we're elevating, we're taking this thing to new heights, man. We really are. I have some fire things coming up, fire guests coming up. I'm gonna reach out to Tyreek. Honestly, I'm gonna let you guys know. I'm gonna reach out to Tyreek, see if I can get him on the set. I'm gonna see if I can get Xavien Howard on the set here soon. Me and Jalen Ramsey talked, and maybe potentially having that conversation at some point. Other guys too, other guys throughout the league from various teams. been in conversation with those guys. I don't be wanting to bother people too much, man, during the week, all that. But yeah, we'll get them. I'll start getting some of those guys up here and having some conversations. Again, I appreciate you all. Go ahead and join that membership. Get some more insight and exclusive content, exclusive memorabilia, all those things. Get into that. Continue to like, share, comment, subscribe to the set, share it to all your friends. Let them know. Get their butts over here. We're trying to do something big. Douglie, let them know where to find you.
YouTube.com/Douglie Do Wrong. I put so much stuff out. It's ridiculous. But for real, you know, you're doing something fantastic here. I said it last time I was on. I'll say it next time I'm on.
Appreciate it, man.
You deserve so many success and everything, because you give that insight, and you're very even keeled, and man, I'm gonna help you as much as I physically can. So let's get it, man.
Let's rock, bro. Let's rock. All right, yo, we are out of here, man. I appreciate you tuning in for the set every Monday, every Thursday. Let's get ready to watch some football tonight. I'll also be live on Bubba Dub show tonight after Thursday Night Football. Bubba Dub, he is a big time content creator from Dallas. He's a comedian. I'll be joining his show later tonight after the Thursday Night Football game. So if you're not doing nothing, come check us out on Bubba Dub channel. It's massive too. So it'd be a fun conversation. Douglie, T. Stead, we are out.